Hey, this is Clyde. I'm working with George, and today we're going to be taking apart and reassembling this PC here. So first things first is our tools. So we have got a screwdriver to unscrew any screws that we might find in the PC. And for safety, we have an anti-static wrist strap that we hook onto the PC to stop any static electricity from either harming us or the components. We made sure that we are disassembling and assembling this PC in a sturdy table, very sturdy as it does not move, as well as an area where no form of static electricity would be formed. In this case, a wood table. For the sake of simplicity, we have unscrewed the case so far. So we take this apart, put it nicely somewhere. And before we even touch the PC, we put our straps on. And another form of safety is after you unplug it, we make sure that our power button is off and that we hold the power button for at least 10 seconds to remove any static electricity built up in this computer. Once that's done, we're now going to attempt to take apart the PC components. Yep, so the first thing we should do is unplug all the cables from the motherboard or any connectors from the motherboard or the power supply.
So I'll be taking out all the parts. So first of all, I'm going to take out the hard drive. And I'm going to place it in a secure place. And then I'm going to take out the power supply. So we already unscrewed over there. So we just have to unscrew one more screw to take it. So we're going to take it out now. So we're going to slide it out and then lift it up. And the power supply is going down. So we're going to leave the power supply flat over there. And we're going to leave the cables over there. And then now we're going to take out the fan, the cooling fan. So we're going to twist it. So we're going to use the flat space screwdriver to twist it anti-clockwise to release the fan. Then we'll gently release that, and then it should be unlocked. And yeah, and we play like that, there, and then we're going to take out the RAM. But before that, we're going to take out the GPU. And now we're going to take out the RAM from the RAM side. So you unplug that, and then we and then we're going to take out the USB slots. And then we're going to take out the cooling. So I'm going to unscrew the screws for the case fan. And we take out the fan. And now we are going to take out the CPU. And then now we're going to take out the motherboard. Now you take out the motherboard. And then now you take out USBs.
So this case is bare bones.
Yeah.
And here we have all the parts, as well as the screws for this case. So when reassembling a PC or building a PC from scratch, what we focus on is putting things that are case related first into the case before even installing our motherboard and all the other key components. So first things first, I will be installing this case fan. So to install the case fan, we need to make sure that it's the right diameter first of all, which in our case it is. And it's also important to know which side the fan is going. So either with this side going first, it will blow out the hot air, whether if we blow it in reverse, it will blow in cold air. So depending on what you want from your case is how you should install your case fan. Sweet. So next one we're going to be installing the optical hard drive. So we make sure that these are up, slide them on, and we make sure that they are in line with the holes so that they can click in. Awesome. Next stage, we're going to be installing this hard drive. Why the hard drive, you might ask? Well, we are installing everything case related first before we install all the other important components. Make sure it's clipped in. Down there, hard drive done. And lastly, for the important parts, we are going to be installing this power supply PSU. Now the power supply in the PC powers every component as well as other things too. Sweet. So now that we've installed anything related to the case, in this specific case, there is a standoff that secures the power supply to the case even more than just these outer screws. So we're going to be installing this into the case as well. So this installs here, and we're going to be installing one of these screws. So now that we've installed anything related to the case, what we're now going to be doing is installing all of our components in the motherboard that can fit in the motherboard. So we're talking about our CPU, the CPU fan, and our 2 RAM sticks. Once we've installed that, we will be then installing our GPU, and finally an I/O port, which has USB housing in the case. So in order for us to install the CPU correctly, we have to find the golden pin on our CPU, which is in this corner, which we will align with the triangle pin indicating on the bottom left here. So we flip up the switch. So we first gently put it down so it's safely secure. Put it down here. Gently tap it so that the pins do not bend. Sorry. Close down the securing latch, and latch this on and gently secure it. And now we have properly secured our CPU. So when installing RAM, we have to make sure that these standoffs are open. So right now they close, securing any RAM sticks that are on there, but which there are none. So that we have to close it, open it, make sure that these things are aligned with the RAM housing. Just gently slide it on there and click it down nice and gently until you hear a click. Clicks there, and we'll do that same process again for this RAM stick. Nice. So now we'll be installing our motherboard, which has our RAM and CPU components already in them, into the case. So clear up some space, get these cables out of the way. Now when installing a motherboard, we should be also looking at where the motherboard would go. So we have to look at these standoffs, these ones right here, and align them with what we have in the case. And also, while doing that, we had to make sure that the I/O ports, is directly in line with where the I/O ports would be once they are properly connected to the PC case. So make sure that these are nicely committed. And that these right here nicely gently in here. Now we will install and screw on the screws into the motherboard standoffs. Sweet. So now that I've screwed up all the screws into the motherboard case, we're now going to be installing the CPU fan. So find the 4 screw standoffs where the CPU fan would be and just align them and push down. And turn them clockwise for easy security. Next we'll be installing an extra ports hardware system, in which, like installing the RAM, we make sure we align it with the PCIe port and just click down and press down on it until we hear a click. Nice gentle click. And whenever installing this, make sure we align this with the screw standoffs. Lastly, for installing our components, we have a nice hefty GPU that we install here. Now for this motherboard, for most motherboards, sorry, we have to put, like the RAM, we have to push this down and wait until we hear a click so that we know that it's properly been secured. So make sure we align that. Push it down. I don't know if you heard that, but there was a click. So now that's been properly secure, we then put all of our, attach all the cables into the motherboard. So now we've connected all the power cables to the motherboard, to the hard drive, and to the hard drives, and to the optical drive, as well as the SATA cables to connect the motherboard to those drives. So now, lastly, what we need to do is to close this case off. Make sure that the case is secure. Put on these screws. The final part of the case. That is how you reassemble and disassemble and reassemble the PC.